Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Crew First Culture podcast. My name is Jeremy, and welcome to 2021. This is the first episode of the new year, and that being said, I hope that you're starting it off just these few first days of the new year on a good the right foot. Hope it's off to a good start for you, and so I appreciate, as always, you spending some time with me today. Monday. So it's Monday mindset check. So that means it's just me here talking. And it also means that I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter and really be respectful of your time. So I'll get right into it. Today's thoughts that I want to share with you basically came to me just kind of out of nowhere last night. I was on shift and we were pulling back into the station and just some different things going on. And it just kind of some things came to mind, and I thought, man, that's maybe something to kind of address real quick today. And so we'll get into that. And kind of at the base of all this is what I've been involved in here lately, and that is creating a class. And for those of you that had heard me say it or hasn't seen the post on social media pages, I am co-hosting with Justin Mann a lecture at the Revolutionary Fire Tactics at the Lake Conference in July, and that's at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. And so this is a really big deal for me personally because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So it's a very huge step out of my comfort zone, very huge step just in general for me. So I've never really messed with PowerPoints, and it's just a big learning curve for me all around. And so really enjoyed the process. Justin and I have been able to sit down quite a bit and just talk through some of it in attempts to kind of lay out this new class. And it's just led to some good conversation, a lot of learning for both of us. It's just been a good process so far, and I've enjoyed it and look forward to hopefully being able to do a good job of presenting that. But anyway, the class is Firehouse Success, and that's kind of the subtitle of it is Culture to Competency. And that's really the best way that I could describe it, just from what is in the class. We talk a lot about creating, your desired culture, all the different things that go into that, and we get into some training and some the daily growth mindset and a playbook mentality, and just getting kind of into that competency based safety type conversation. And so it covers a lot of material, covers a lot of ground, and it's all stuff that I just really enjoy talking about. And so I'm really excited about it, and hope that it comes out good. But anyway, what I have found out, first of all, by creating this class is that it is a gigantic piece of accountability that is hanging over my head because, just like I've stated with this podcast and with the social media already, I I feel a huge weight on myself when I talk about this stuff, talk about leadership, talk about culture, talk about accountability, and just all of it. And not only at work, but it's compounded by the fact that it's probably even a bigger, heavier weight at home, because it all applies at home too. And so getting into this class, you're kind of putting out the footprint of what I feel is a way to really create a culture that is successful, and a culture that is a great place to be, and just all of this. And so as I lay it out, it's like, this is what I want. This is my vision. This is the mission. This is all the stuff on paper to make it work. But am I truly doing the work every day that is required to get all this done? And that I am putting down on paper for this class, that this is what is required? And the answer is not always yes. There's lots of times when I am not living up to that, and so that's kind of where I'm saying that it is a huge weight on me. It's a huge just piece of accountability for me. And something I told Justin is, this sitting down and creating this class and seeing it, coming to life really makes me want to and need to push harder to, get all of this stuff accomplished, not just have it as a, almost like a wish list type thing. This is something that if I'm going to get out there and start talking about it and teaching it, instructing, whatever you want to call it, I have to do a better job of putting it into practice, because there's a lot of things in there that I believe with all my heart. There's a lot of things in there that I have seen work, but there are also things that I am not the best at performing every single day. And so there's just a lot of growth still there. There's just a lot of work still to be done for myself. And so that's just kind of laying the foundation of where I'm going. And I'm sorry if it's if it took a little bit of lengthy explaining, but that's kind of where my mind has been lately. And so last night, uh we had somebody take off, and then we had somebody else come in from a different station to fill his spot. And so, we everybody knows this person that's on a different crew. And so, we're talking and haven't seen him in a while. So, just a lot of back and forth going on, just kind of getting reacquainted and seeing how things went. And you could just tell that he and okay, I'm putting words in his mouth, so I can't officially say this, but you could tell that he enjoyed the atmosphere. And so, that being said, that's kind of what triggered these thoughts later on, as the night went on, is just kind of that same thing going on all night. And so as we got back to the station, it kind of came to me that, you know and sorry, I need to backtrack just a little bit. I try to avoid a lot of these conversations that deal directly with what is going on in my crew at at the present time, and things like that, just because I don't want things to be personally tied to people, and all that. But I don't think this conversation happens without doing some of that. So just laying it out there and being honest, things I wish things were different right now. I am not satisfied with where we're at right now. I don't understand why we aren't doing things that I have asked, of doing a better job at some of those things that I've asked. I don't understand. And a lot of it, yes, I will say right out front, is because I am not pushing the accountability to get it done. So yes, I will step up and right away say that I am the problem. I will take ownership of that. And that is me being genuinely, just that's me being genuine. I am the problem here. But anyway, so this kind of hit me that, I have been very frustrated lately. I want a lot of different things to change, but taking a step back there for a second, it made me realize that, you know, even that being the case, we have a great thing going on. We have a crew that respects each other. We have a crew that cares about each other. We have a crew that gets along and just enjoys being together. And that right there, just if that's all you had, that's that is a very large step above a lot of the crews around. And so, you're already starting off on a great foot right there. We also have a crew of people that know how to do their job, and they do a good job when we are on scene. it, no matter what that is, we do a great job of getting things done. We seem to be at a district, and this is just historically the past, I don't know, probably 10 years at least. We're in a district that just has a lot of traumatic things. There's just a lot of serious calls, bad calls. And I don't know why that's the case, but it just seems to be true. But this is a perfect crew for this district because those people get the job done. We had a traumatic head injury in a ice rink yesterday, and those guys did a great job of taking care of the patient as best as they could in a not very good scenario. And so anyway, I just had to take a step back and think, no, I'm not satisfied where we're at. I want us to be doing more. I want us to be doing better in certain areas, but I also have to realize that things are really good at the I don't know how to explain this, but at the kind of the foundation level. All those things that I just explained, those are good, and those are so much better than what a lot of people have to deal with. And that's not just me saying it. I hear it all the time. So, from my perspective as a leader that wants to do more, that wants to grow every day, that wants to learn and just keep getting better and better and better. Yes, I want to keep excelling. I want to keep elevating. But I also probably need to be more satisfied. Maybe I don't know if that's the right term, but I need to be a little bit more satisfied with where we're at and what we do have going. And so anyway, I just kind of it just kind of helped me to see that even though we do have a long way to go from where I want us to be, we are we are doing good. We are doing great things. And so it's important to kind of change perspective sometimes. And I think that's exactly kind of what happened to me last night. And so, you know, I had for those of you that didn't hear about it, I had a couple of my kids on last week for the Thursday episode, and it was fun. It was it was a frustrating day because it took us 4 different times to get it done because I kept having issues. The audio wouldn't record. One time we got interrupted uh, by some of the workers that are doing some construction, and so I just had to we kept trying, and finally on that fourth time we got it done, and we were kind of worn out with the process, but it was still fun, and I was super proud of those kids and proud of their answers, and just it was just a good time. And that it kind of that same thing kind of bleeds over into work. I'm proud of those guys. I know that they have definitely grown from where we started this process, and so I'm happy for that. But at the same time, both of those cases, the guys at work and my kids, I'm not satisfied with that being the end. This is not the end for either. This is just where we're at right now, and we just need to keep going, keep growing, keep getting better, all of that. And so it just all kind of just takes the same shape no matter where you're at. And so, you know, there's just like I said, there's things that I want to continue to, and some things I just don't get. Still struggling with some ownership stuff of if you see something that needs to be done, just do it. I don't know why it's that hard. If something needs to be done, it doesn't do us any good to gripe about who didn't do it. It doesn't do us any good to just ignore it. Just do it and get it done. Do it together, and it's even better. The just stepping up. There seems to be a real struggle in getting people to step up. Just get out of your comfort zone. Step up. Do something you're not normally gonna do. Do something that helps your buddy out because they have something else going on and they've got a full plate. And instead of sitting around doing nothing while they're doing everything, step up and see where you can help. You know, it's not things that are just I'm asking crazy crazy things of people. Just daily improvement, just making yourself better every day, just the mindset, just trying to get all of these things, just trying to keep pushing. But even though I say all that, we're still doing a good job when it comes down to those tones going off, and we arrive on scene to whatever we're faced with. We're still doing a good job, and that needs to be, you know I need to be thankful for that. No matter if we're griping the entire way there, if we're griping every time the tones go off, or if we're bickering about what's going on with admin, or all the other crap that I wish could be better, and I still want to be better. We're still doing a good job at the surface level. And so that's just kind of what some of my thoughts last night. And so that leads to where I'm at mentally with that whole situation. And I'm just trying to figure out where to apply more pressure, where to allow more grace, and just hoping that I can someday get people to step up more, and that's where I'm at. And it's it's not easy. Leading is not an easy job. Being a leader, being informal, formal, whatever, but especially if you are a station officer and you're in charge of the health, the safety, the morale, the attitude, the work ethic, the just the competency and results on scene of knowing how to do their job, all of that, that is what I'm responsible for. And it's such a heavy load, and it's not easy. And so, and you just try to find ways to get people to continue to get closer to what you're asking of them. You can't make them change. You can't make them, any of, the mindset shift or getting out of their comfort zone. If they don't want to do these things, they're not going to do it. So you just hope that someday, sooner or later, you're going to do something that makes something in their head click and pushes them to make that change, pushes them to step up, pushes them to truly see the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish, and start really buying into it. And so, when it comes down to it, and it's in my, it's in the Crew First Culture logo: team before self. And so this is at the base of what I'm talking about. We have a team that cares about each other. We have a team that takes care of each other. And because that is the foundation, we are doing good things. We are so much better off than a lot of crews that don't have that as their foundation. And so, yes, we're not where we need to be, but those things will come. And as long as we have that as our foundation, as long as we are putting each other first, as long as I, as the formal leader of that group, am taking care of my people first, all the other stuff will eventually come. And I've got to be patient, and I've got to keep putting effort into it, and I've got to work harder and harder every day, but eventually it'll come. And I got to keep believing that, because we have built respect for each other. We have built those relationships. And so all the other stuff, it's just the things that over time will continue to get better and better and better. But you have to have that base. You have to have that foundation of team before self. You have to have that foundation of putting your crew first. And so that's really all I got today. As always, I never know exactly how I kind of portray some of these ideas, some of these thoughts. I hope that I convey them to you correctly. I hope that I emphasize, the things that truly kind of are important things to me. I hope that I can kind of pass that on to you all out there, and give you something to think about, as always. And so anyway, please reach out to me if you have things that are important, that if there's something that hits you, and it means a lot, or something that you bring up to your crew, or whatever. If you have something that you would like to share with me, please reach out. I love hearing from everybody out there. And so once again, I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you back on Thursday. And until then, as always, stay safe and take care of each other. Thank you.